All right, so if we're being honest, the Wizards are nowhere near the best team in the league, let alone the Eastern Conference. But what we can say is that the Wizards are now only 2 spots from that 8th seed, considering what happens tonight, though. So are you still mad at Ernie? That's the question tonight on Sports Talk.
From WJLA 24/7 News, this is Toyota Sports Talk.
Hello and welcome to Toyota Sports Talk. I'm Robert Burton. The Wizards have won 6 of their last 10. And it could have been 7, except they played an all-star team last night in the Golden State Warriors. Besides that, I would say the Wizards are playing well, all things considered. So, with that, our question of the night, are we reevaluating Ernie Grunfeld? Are you still mad at him? Is it still hashtag fire Ernie? When you see Sam Decker, Thomas Adoransky, Troy Brown Jr. making plays, are you still upset? Call us, 703-387-1020. And our guest tonight is making his TV debut. We feel blessed that he's making it with us. Let's welcome in Sterling Blount of Fox Sports 1340 AM. Round of applause. Thank you for being here, my young brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
I appreciate
yes,
it.
Of course. Got the fresh cut. What'd your dad say if you
He
go
said
on TV?
if I go on TV with his last name, gotta have a good haircut. So here we go.
got the nice little fade going. All right. So starting off here, we were talking about the Wizards in the sports office before we came down here. All things considered, the Wizards are playing pretty well right now. So are we still upset at Ernie? What's your take on this?
We are. We're still upset with Ernie because it's Ernie's fault we got here in the first place. How far we can go as far back, and I'm not going to be petty, so we'll just start at Paul Pierce. That year, not getting Paul back, not getting Trevor Ariza back.
Yeah.
The lack of talent he's brought back is why we're here right now. At the end of the day, I think a lot of it starts with Scott Brooks, too. I don't think he's the right coach for the team right now. We heard earlier this year about the locker room dissension in Washington, and a respected coach isn't going to deal with that. And that's why I think Scott Brooks isn't the right guy.
Okay.
So when it comes down to that, does Ernie get rid of Scott Brooks? I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Ernie's comfortable.
Who goes first, Ernie or Scott, in your opinion?
I think Ernie has to go first.
Okay.
In order for Scott to go. I think if Scott goes before Ernie, I think it comes from Ted Leonsis, not Ernie.
Oof. Okay. So, all right. So now let's take from that question and let's pose this question: are you no longer upset with Ernie and now think that it is a John Wall thing? Or what, I mean, what's your take on this? Because every time whoever comes on the show and we talk Wizards, we always have to pose this question.
Okay.
Are the Wizards better without John Wall? Loaded question. What do you think?
All right, so I'll be completely honest, full transparency. End of December when John Wall goes out, I'm on the full tank for Zion movement. Lose every game, let's go get Zion. However, looking at how they've played in the 12 games, tonight is 13 without him, and you add that to how they did last year without him, because he didn't play in the beginning of January, February, I think John Wall may be a problem.
Wow.
Numbers-wise, defensively, they're way better without Wall. Fourth quarter, you need a shot. Do you trust Wall or Beal more? Personally, I trust Beal more. If Wall's my superstar player and I can't trust him to hit a fourth quarter shot, that's a problem for me.
That's a huge problem.
And just what you see on the court, I think this team gets along a lot better without John Wall on the court. Like Bill said, and this isn't how he meant it, everybody eats.
Everybody eats. And you know what? I say this every time we talk about this. When Wall is not on the floor, it's free flowing.
Yeah.
There's a weight lifted off of everyone's shoulders. I will go as far as to say that players aren't looking over their shoulder after they mess up.
Absolutely.
No one's looking over their shoulder and saying, well, what's John going to think about this? I feel like at some point players do that.
Yeah. I take last night a good example. When they played Golden State in October, granted it's the second week of the season, they lost by 26.
Yeah.
Last night, I stayed and watched all 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Completely expecting that game to be over in the third quarter.
Right.
They played a great 48 minutes against the best team in the league.
It was a great 48 minutes. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Keith, who's in Brentwood right now? It's T-Bone. What's going on, T-Bone?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, Rob?
What's going on?
I mean, it's really time for him to go, Ernie, and it's basically like a Dan Snyder twin. I mean, they give you a little bit of how the team supposed to be, a little tease, and then before you know it, it just fall apart. So, yeah, I think it's time for Ernie to get out of there and give us something new.
All right, so T-Bone is still T-Bone's not reevaluating Ernie at all. He still wants him gone. All right, thanks T-Bone for calling. Let's go to Mike in Bethesda, who I haven't heard from in a while. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad you called tonight.
Robert, happy Friday to you.
Yes, you too, Mike. You too.
And we thank you, Robert. Well, I was out of town for a while there, but, I always try to get a hold of you when I get back into town.
Yes.
And I got some news for you.
Yeah, okay, what's going on?
And Sterling, nice to meet you. You got your Christmas sweater or Christmas colors on.
Yes, he does.
Thank you.
You look Christmassy in January. Wonderful.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, Robert, so listen, Sterling, Robert's from the South Side. You always remember that and be careful with him.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the note.
Okay, and then Robert, let me just tell you one thing. Look for an upset next February 3rd with the Rams.
Ooh, wow. Mike called in and talked
and
football.
The word in L.A. is that the Lakers are looking to get Beal by the time because Ball's gone for a while. So Beal is, they're shopping Beal. Beal, I heard. Okay? Now, I think that Leon says is a loyal owner with both of his teams, better than Dan Snyder. I think he'll hold on to Grunfeld, that's his boy, longer than he will with Brooks, because Brooks really didn't do anything with Oklahoma when he had Durant and Westbrook. Robert, Sterling, tell me your opinion, first of all, on that first thing I told you about that upset, and then on that second thing we were just talking about with the Beal thing is the Lakers, I think, want him. And what's going to happen with Brooks will be gone first.
Okay, Mike. Well, let me say, and Mike, I love it when you call. Let me just say something about Scott Brooks. He did something with Oklahoma City. They went to the NBA Finals with that Westbrook, Harden, and Kevin Durant
you can
team.
still argue that foul call in Game 2 changes everything.
Oh my gosh. And as far as Bradley Beal goes to the Lakers, I've been hearing that rumor for a while now, which a tiny bit could probably make sense because he would be your most valuable asset on the Wizards, considering Otto Porter and John Wall's not going anywhere with that massive contract. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on Beal possibly going to the West Coast?
I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
I think money-wise for the Lakers, it doesn't work out. That's first.
Of course.
Second, who are the Lakers sending back?
I'm
not doing that deal unless I get Kyle Kuzma. That's if you're not giving up Kyle Kuzma, we can hang up the phone.
Kyle, that's a bad dude right there.
Yeah, so
I like Kyle
That's
Kuzma.
number one. If you're willing to put Kuzma in, I'll reach and I'll ask for Lonzo as well. I like Lonzo Ball.
Really?
I do.
A lot of people don't like him, man. They thought he was overrated.
I like his improvement from year 1 to year 2. I think it's been a big jump, and I think that'll show a lot for the future for him.
I'll give you that. He has improved. All right, let's go to Paul, who's in Hyattsville. Paul, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Robert?
What's going on?
First of all, I just want to say, Robert, are you still doing those setups?
Am I still doing sit-ups?
Yeah.
I'm doing sit-ups and push-ups, Paul. What you mean?
Hey, I got to get down with you with that, man.
Come on, man. Start getting them in. And pull-ups.
Okay. And another thing I want to say, if Bill was to lead the Wizards, I think he would fit in with a team like the Knicks. He can fit in with a team like, if I had to go with another team, he can fit in with anybody, pretty much. I mean, to be honest with you, the Wizards need to get rid of Walls, to be honest with you.
Wow.
But he got that major contract.
See, okay, so Paul's one, and Paul, thank you so much for calling. Paul's one of the guys who thinks that John needs to go instead of Ernie. All right, coming up, MVP. It's early in the season, but the ladders is something like it's Giannis. No, who's before Giannis? For Harden, of course. How did I forget about Harden?
Depends on who you ask right now.
yeah, exactly. Harden, Giannis, you got Joel Embiid in there, you got Steph Curry. We'll talk about it coming up. 703-387-1020. Call us. That's our question of the night. All right, welcome back. Here's our question of the night. Is it time to reevaluate Ernie Grunfeld after watching the Wizards? They've won 6 of their last 10. Call us, 703-387-1020. And our second question of the night, who is your NBA MVP so far? You got a list of guys to go through. And I don't know. It's your choice. We're back here with Sterling Blount, 1340 AM Fox Sports. Who has his green shirt on, and I know what you're thinking. No, he did not go to George Mason, okay? Don't get it twisted. All right, so when we're talking about MVPs here, all right, you got Giannis. You got James Harden, who is probably number 1. Dude is averaging 36 right now. You got Steph Curry, and then you Joel Embiid. And then I think rounding off the top 5, you got Paul George in OKC. Your MVP right now is Giannis.
If the season ends today, I have to vote James Harden. If we're talking when April comes, I go with Giannis.
You go with Giannis.
Yeah.
Now, why is that?
With Chris Paul coming back, I think Harden's numbers are about to take a dip. We're not going to see 40, 50, 60 every night.
No.
And that's going to lower his points per game. With that, and the other thing, while he's putting up these numbers, the W's haven't exactly followed with the numbers.
Yes.
And I think that's huge, especially in the Western Conference.
Okay, so staying in the Western Conference, if I had to pick an MVP right now, if the season ended today, I would have to go with Paul George. And I know that's an unpopular choice, but here's why, and I told you this. If you can lead your team, a team like OKC, still win games and play with a guy like Russell Westbrook, let's be honest, it can't be easy playing with Russell Westbrook.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not on his team, but I'm pretty sure he can get mouthy sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, there can be issues with Russell Westbrook, I'm sure. We know that with the whole Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook thing. But this dude is playing, and by the way, Kevin Durant won MVP when he was in OKC. I'm sure one of those reasons was because he was able to lead an OKC team with a guy like Russell Westbrook on his team. So I would probably give it to Paul George. And by the way, dude is nice on the floor. Let's not forget about that. And they're 3rd in the Western Conference at the moment.
Yeah.
So that would be my MVP right now.
Okay. I asked you earlier, are you crossing LeBron out completely?
Yes. Okay, I don't want, you know what? For all the LeBron lovers out there, I don't want to cross him out completely. But I mean, are you not tired of seeing LeBron, you know, in the MVP race because he's LeBron? Sometimes I just feel, dude has sat out the last 11, 12 games or so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only reason why he's not in that top 5 is because he sat out those games.
Yeah.
If he hasn't, he's great. We know that.
Yeah.
We know he's great. But you know, I think you know why, what other reason has taken him out of that top 5. And it's probably because he called himself the GOAT.
Yeah, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah.
You can't do that right now. At this point in his career, you can sit and have the discussion like everybody does in the barbershop. Is he?
Right.
But for him to self-proclaim it while he's still in career, I don't think that's exactly the move to make.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't like how you moving, LeBron. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Tyler is in Waldorf. Tyler, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
So
my question was simply about why doesn't Jokic get love from Denver? He's leading his team basically in rebound and assist as a big man and 7-foot giant out in Denver. So I'm wondering why is Jokic getting the love for MVP?
So Jokic is actually getting a little love for MVP, just not top 5. He's honorable mention, like one of the first guys in that honorable mention. The reason I think he's not is because he's not the sexiest player out there.
Exactly.
He's just not. He's not a sexy type. You know, he's not a Giannis who's 6'11" and who's athletic as all hell. He's not that.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a KD type player. I mean, why do you think Jokic?
I think you hit a lot of it. He's not the flashy guy.
No.
He doesn't exactly stick out on the screen.
No.
You're not watching a Denver Nuggets game because of Jokic.
No.
I'll turn on a Bucks game because I want to see Giannis.
Yeah.
I'll turn on a Toronto game because I want to see Kawhi. I'm not turning on a Denver game because I want to see Jokic.
No, you're not. The last time you were doing that was when Melo was playing with Denver.
Yeah.
I want to go see Melo. That's the situation.
Yeah.
So in honorable mention, you got Jokic, you got Kawhi Leonard, you got KD. Who else do you have on here? You got LeBron James, of course, and you got Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
First of all, hot take. I got him playing with LA in the next 4 years. But as far as this year, I think him making that call to LeBron and recognizing and realizing what LeBron was trying to get out of him in Cleveland, I think that's a big career turn for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if they exactly get out of the East this year because I really like Kawhi and Toronto. But for him to have that maturity and to take that step, I think that's big and a big turn for him in his career.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. And by the way, let's not forget about Luka Doncic, who is a rookie. And I don't know. I'm not an NBA guru, so I don't know the last time there was a rookie that people were saying, oh, this guy should be MVP. But dude is nice.
Yeah.
I think, he's, probably one of the best European players we'll ever see. Anyway, all right, switching gears now. Coming up is Todd Reirden, head coach of the Caps. Is he the right guy for the job? 7 straight losses. To put it nicely, they're struggling right now, okay? We'll hear from Sterling. We'll be right back. 703-387-1020. That's the number. Call us. All right, welcome back to Sports Talk. We're going to talk a little Caps, but before that, let's get back to the phone lines real quick. Jason in Oxon Hill wants to talk NBA MVP. Jason, what's up, man?
What's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Good, man. Who's your MVP?
The MVP, you got to get to James Harden this year.
Yeah.
He leading the league in 3 points. He leading the league in field goal percentage. Usage, he got more usage than any other player.
Mm-hmm.
Plus minuses.
Yeah, but my thing is James Harden? I'm not going to sit here and say he a defensive guru, but how is he a two-way player? I don't think
absolutely not.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, thank you so much for calling, Jason. Let's get into some hockey, another sport that you cover, Fox Sports 1340 AM. Todd Reirden. They've lost 7 straight.
Yeah.
People are panicking. However, let's be honest. We put a graphic up earlier this week where we went, to last year, right before the All-Star break, and it's not that much of a discrepancy. The only thing is the goals for.
Yeah.
Okay? The goals for and then goals against. That's the biggest difference, okay? What's your take on this? You're telling us don't stress, right?
I think the Capitals are perfectly fine right now. 7, you don't want 7 straight, of course.
Right.
However, and I described it to you like this earlier, everybody talks about a championship hangover when you come back.
Right.
Sometimes you go out and you party very hard, and when you wake up in the morning, you might still be drunk from the night before. I think that's how the Capitals started this season. And now we're in January. It's the All-Star break this weekend for them. It's their bye week. It came at a perfect time.
Yeah.
That hangover's starting to settle in.
It is.
It's about lunchtime for them. It's time for them to get something to eat, rest up. It's hangover time. They'll come back. They won't be without Ovechkin. They'll be without Ovechkin the first game back from the break because he's skipping the All-Star game.
Right.
But after that, I think this team will be perfectly fine. They're second place in the division, 3 points out. And they still have 2 games left against Pittsburgh and the Islanders, who's the team ahead of them. I think this team is perfectly fine.
So you're saying of course, we know with the Caps, it's not an issue of talent. It's just effort, really, right now.
And they've admitted that. They had a players-only meeting after the loss to Chicago last Sunday. And they said straight up, and they said it again after the loss to Toronto this week, it's effort. They're not trying. That may be an effort thing. That may be a we're tired thing. I think that's why Ovechkin's sitting out this weekend. Once they get this week of rest, how they come back, and they have I think it's a 5 or 6 home game stand. After that, if they drop a couple in the beginning of that homestand, I might put my hand over that panic button.
We got one of those in the office too. By the way,
might have to pull that out. But until then, I want to see them get their rest, come back February 1st against Calgary, and we'll see how they look after that.
By the way, I do want to mention something. The night that I actually met you was the night Divine Apollon II came in and got to hang out with Devontae Smith-Pelly, got to meet John Carlson. What was that night like for you, seeing Divine?
Man, that was crazy.
That was wild, wasn't it?
I had heard the story on the news, just being a person at home watching on the news, but to get the details of it that night and to see the team and talk to his dad and his sister, It's crazy.
It was, and he deserved it, and
Yeah.
it opened a lot of eyes, and you see what happened. It's basically the example of how hate turned into love.
Absolutely.
It was the perfect situation. All right, we're going to go to break. Some final thoughts from Sterling. As he makes his TV debut, you would never know it. You would never know. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So you're not just with Fox Sports 1340, you Half Street.
Yeah, Half Street
Tell
Sports.
us about it, yeah.
My friend Sydney, shout out to Sydney. She created halfstreetsports.net. It's all DC sports. We got somebody who does the Wizards, national baseball season's coming up. I take care of the Capitals. We cover all DC sports. And we love DC sports. We've been in DC for a minute now, living here. And we cover the teams we love.
So basically, you guys are doing it big.
Yeah, we're trying our best. We're trying our best.
All right. So where can people find, if they want to go find an article by Sterling Blount, where should they go?
Ooh, they can go to Half Street. They can go to I have a blog on my Twitter page. It's Sports Life and Anything Else.
Okay.
And we got Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Sterling, so glad you joined us
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thanks for blessing us.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.